and every one of these boxes represents a separate hydraulic system, a control point. When an operator sends an order for more or less pressure, it will be distributed to the hydraulic cylinders. Let's have a look from the other side of the press. The press is an upstroke press, which is another advantage. The cylinders are exposed to fewer heat-related problems. Another advantage of the upstroke press is related to safety. In case of electrical failure, you need to open the press fast. In Custer's press, this is accomplished by gravity. A unique aspect of the Custer's press is the chain design. The roller chain is the heart of the press. The chain has been redesigned in order to allow the producers to change the working width of their board production lines by up to 2 feet or 600 millimeters. When the steel belt is joined together with the chain rollers, the rollers act as a bearing, allowing the steel belt to glide over the heating platen. The roller chain has no separate drive, but instead is driven by the movement of the steel belt. As compared with other presses available on the market, which have solid rods running across the entire width of the press, the Custer's chain is made up of much smaller segments, running between the steel belt and the heating platen. The rollers are only 12.5 millimeters in diameter. The advantage is that there's a very large area of surface contact of the chains with the steel belt and the heating platen. This in turn gives very efficient heat transfer. This results in a lower temperature drop from the heating platen through the chain to the surface of the steel belt. But what about the flexibility of the press?
A Custer press allows you to design from the beginning, that you can decide to extend the press without difficulties. In our case, we start with 17-meter long press, and we have been preparing the foundation for another 12-meter long.
Due to the modular nature of its design, the press offers customers complete flexibility, allowing the addition of different components between the raw material infeed and the board outfeed. You can, as an example, add an extension of the press or a cooling zone, which will further enhance your production. The design allows full flexibility for future expansion and upgrades. What distinguishes Metso panel board from other suppliers?
You want to make particle board, MDF, or any wood-based panel, that would, before you go and discuss, press supplier, forming supplier, energy plant supplier. But now you have a choice to go to talk to one big supplier and discuss all flexibilities. Not to mention what type of equipment you want, but you can deep down specify even, in full details that, what actually you want to produce, what type of products you want, what is characteristic of product you want, and they will tailor-made it for you.
There is no standard factory for the production of panel board. As a Metso panel board customer, you get a plant specifically designed for your needs. How is this possible? Metso panel board supplies everything a panel board producer needs, from wood yard to finishing line. We have everything all under one roof. In order to design the world's leading plants, we've divided the production flow into a modular concept. But aren't the words modular and custom-tailored a contradiction? No, and let me tell you why. These cubes symbolize more than 30 different process units at Metso panel board. The cube symbolizing the various aspects of fiber preparation represents teams of experts working with a range of chip washers for different raw materials, environmental regulations, production capacities. You'll find other teams developing the various parts of the defibrator, such as the infeed screw, segment pattern design, and so on. And you'll also find resin wax system experts. All our process units have one thing in common. They all work with development and standardization within a very specific area. These are just a few examples of the process units represented by our cubes. When you put all the cubes together, you get a picture of how we put together production lines. Metso Panelboard's advanced modularization means higher precision startups, as all connections between modules are standardized. Our modularization is your guarantee for an optimized process and a simplification of service and future upgrades. In fact, Metso Panelboard's modularization is so advanced that we can meet our customers' most exacting and individual requirements. And isn't that what custom-tailored is all about?
And I would consider definitely that Metso Panelboard is one of the world leaders in this field. Yes.